Time, spectator? Is it really that time again? It seems as if you only just arrived. The current commotion in Iran has drawn many eyeballs, and I don't understand why. Last year it was Jeffrey Epstein, the year before it was Brett Kavanaugh, the year before Trump got in office, and the year before it was Pizzagate. All of these events were discussed as if they were decisive, but within a couple months they were forgotten. A few swept under the rug completely. Some people believe their support or lack thereof affects results. And if that's the case, then I must ask, do you feel in charge? I say this because of a thing called the Mandela effect, a Dunning-Kruger explanation to the decrepit state of our collective memory, where people think timeline shifting is more likely than their individual autism. Of course, our amnesiac tendencies are enabled by people with convenient uses for it, but most of it's our fault. The reason we're terrible at keeping track of time isn't the multiverse or Jewish mind control anal probes. We suck at remembering because we suck at deciding what matters. Have you ever seen this picture? Because of the absence of any discernible thing, your eyes are unable to focus. This is what is happening to our collective unconscious, which is also why retro aesthetics have become so popular. Since our current identity is incohesive, we reach back to when it was. Even the most bugged out fella can't help but feel like the 80s, for example, was way cooler than nowadays. It's evident in how the electronics looked like space-age tech instead of medical dildos. Stranger Things worked so well specifically because of this, especially in the first season. This can go sour, however, when people start shamelessly ripping off items from the past instead of reviving them, a practice I like to call cultural necrophilia. Instead of making something new out of pre-existing elements, they rebrand old things into lame, modernized versions. A bunch of pop singers did this, as well as some TV shows like Mr. Robot, which goes to show that relying on what's popular is bound to create duds. I know that when the time comes, we're all buying Trump 2020 pooper scoopers and whatnot, but hold your horses. The reason our memories archive this kind of stuff so poorly is because, to us, it actually doesn't matter. I'm not saying we should be jaded or vote Hillary for accelerationism, I'm just noticing a trend. If it's been forgotten, it probably wasn't relevant. These worldwide happenings hardly ever affect us in a real way, and even more rarely is that effect positive. A serious devotion to politics ends up with you braying like an arrogant donkey about how the world should align itself to the ideology you adopted while spending too much time on the internet. First off, there's no evidence to you being anything but a schizophrenic retard, so no one will listen to you. Secondly, why do you care about world politics? Not only are you completely powerless about it, it's structured to frustrate any attempts of change against the intentions of a bunch of Moloch-worshipping child molesters. Even if you're Donald Trump, whom I tentatively call a good-intentioned schizophrenic retard, you don't get to lower taxes, build the wall, or enforce the Second Amendment. There are about 6 million obstacles you have to jump over before making a single minor change. Some would interpret this as conservatism, because radical change is too dangerous and we should do it gradually, blah blah blah. If this were true, it would apply both ways, but leftward shifts seem to happen at a much faster rate. This is a sign. Truth is, the game was rigged from the start. If you think someone can just waltz into the power cabal of secret society banker slavery and change it from within, you're crying in the rain, pally. Speaking of Donald Trump, I don't know what kind of crack you have to be smoking to think 4chan got him elected. I'm not trying to blackpill you when I say this, but rambling on a forum is inconsequential to everyone but you. In the movie with the same title as this video, the protagonist travels into the future to escape his distaste of the present, not realizing he doesn't need space-age tech to improve his surroundings, and finding an even worse scenario further down the timeline. In real life, people worry about things that are far away in both the 3D and 4D. The problem with this is that you can't change the past, and the future can't be altered in any predictable way. Same goes for things as large scale as an election, which you can't affect and which barely affect you. I can tell you from experience that if you were putting an active effort into ordering your own life, something that's genuinely within your grasp, you wouldn't even have the time to focus on what people around you could do better, much less the nations of the world. Its events impede your progress the same way its pleasures do. They're fickle, temporary, and underwhelming, yet you always forget that and are tempted daily to invest in them again. The strengthening of the news and media concurrently was no mistake, as they're both horrible wastes of your time and concern, drawing your attention to abstract places. Wake up at 8 a.m., brush your teeth, and learn a valuable skill. At least those things you won't forget. Until you've done at least that, you can't afford to play the part of a slightly Alzheimer's-addled world savior. In a country founded by Freemasons who believed in the same kind of government responsible for the terror in France, it's a surprise we aren't getting the Robespierre to cap attack treatment yet. We're surely on our way though, because time erodes everything, and whatever good Trump did or will do will be rolled back when the Hispanic mayor wins the next election. Democracy has been popular for what? 3 centuries? I don't know what makes people think that current time's the peak of civilization. I wouldn't even call it a valley, I'd say it's the descending end of a parabola. And this isn't due to entropy because some things do prevail against the gates of hell. One thing that does not, however, is the spastic assumption that public opinion can be tapped for wisdom on how to manage things, and somehow it just works. If I were you, I wouldn't worry about world war. Nuclear bombs endanger the lives of the people who start the wars, and in case you didn't notice the immortality obsession, they know that's their one-way ticket to an eternity of punishment. Wars will stay small-scale and Middle Eastern so young and capable soldiers can keep getting sent there and killed instead of forming families in America. And it'll remain this way because the establishment's maintenance demands the whole burnt offering of the futures and livelihoods of innocent people. None of that's satanic at all, and conscription should make a comeback because hard times make good men and war is conservative and makes the economy boom. We aren't in Rome, but we sure love doing as the Romans did because we learn nothing from the past and that's why we keep forgetting it. Enjoy your fever dream of a ride at the time machine where you'll get the literally once in a lifetime experience of fast forwarding to your death while reliving the past over and over and over and out. Sir, can I load your diaper? Maybe you've heard of a colonoscopy bag. We have a gut bag.
Cutting edge military apparel.
Cutting edge military apparel. Yeah, that's like biological warfare. Dump your gut contents on anybody. This is a military grade gut bag and we're only selling it for $5. Telepathic military grade gut bag. Unload your poop, pee, diarrhea, piss, fart, queef, scrotum, juices, everything you suckle and swallow on a daily basis. So this is a hands-free way of unloading your diaper. And we call it the gut bag. Hey, this is what my menu looks like. Sir, mijo, hombre, your daughter, oh, uncircumcised. Your daughter, man, I know she's circumcised, but really, she wouldn't know the difference. So you're your daughter? Ooh, nubile, childbearing, supple, suckling, swallowing, gruts. Haven't seen any better. If I ever meet John Podesta, shake his hand and say, can I rape you like you rape my daughter? Sir, I just wanted to get your input on this. Can I rape you like you rape your daughter? Sir, I work in Gruts Exploration Technology, so trust me, I know what I'm talking about. In fact, I'm afraid I can't marry her. I would just ruin her gruts. I can't stop thinking about her gruts. They're just perfect. Nubile, uncircumcised, immaculate, succulent, supple, oh, childbearing. I have nightmares about it.
Those are like 40 laws of power or something. Mm-hmm. So you say these words when you're job interview.
At the end of a job interview, it's sort of awkward. How do I exit? What do I say? How am I gonna make a good impression? Don't wanna be awkward, that would be awkward. They're not gonna hire me. Here's what you say, depending on who you're talking to. I'm gonna rape you like I rape my daughter. I'm gonna rape you like you rape my daughter. And I'm gonna rape you like I rape your daughter. I'm losing track of everything. This is like playing chess. Are you trying to think about your next move? Mr. Grutz, it's so nice to meet you. So, can I rape your daughter? Batman, I will rape you. My piano was broke, but then I sat my penis down on the piano. Oh, but I smacked a penis on the piano. I made this comment yesterday, but isn't Chinese like just starting words and never finishing them? Or is that Japanese? Yeah.
Japanese. Chinese is
Yeah, okay, then it's Chinese. Hey, guess what time it is? The penile apparatus is nubile and highly uncircumcised and is ready to go in unto.
highly uncircumcised.
Hey girl, you're looking smexy today. Wanna get fertilized? Even the most bugged out fella, bugged out. This computer will self-destruct in 10 seconds if the gay person doesn't stop using it.